Hi, I'm Meredith,
I'm Micaela.
and today we're going to talk about our GHI Scholar experience. We were both working with the University of in Lima, Peru. So first, we're going to talk about our projects, and then we'll share photos from our experience. So specifically, I was working on the Sex Flow 2 project, which was a second phase of the Sex Flow 1 study that happened in 2020. So Sex Flow 2 was focused on a semi-structured qualitative interview, and specifically we were looking at the variables that relate to STI and HIV risk. So within the interview guide that I helped develop, we were looking at safe sex practices, sexual health practices, and education, as well as any history of STIs and HIV. We also wanted to bring in different aspects such as sexual coercion, sex work or paid work, and then as well as drug and alcohol use. For our demographics, we were utilizing study participants that had already been a part of Sex Flow 1. And so recruitment was based off of the 300 participants that started there. And then we re-asked persons if they wanted to be involved in future studies and if they wanted to continue into working into Sex Flow 2 and to be a part of the interview process. So overall, over the summer in Peru, I got the chance to work on a literature review to see, what kind of interview was going to work best for this type of study. I also looked at and reviewed the study protocols and helped improve whatever needed to be changed from the first sex flow study to the second one. I helped develop the survey and interview guide, and then I helped review along with Micaela, because everything was in Spanish, reviewing the contact and informed consents from the previous study so we could find potential participants of the second study.
And my project was titled Intimax, which we created that title while we were over there in Peru. This is the survey on sexual coercion and associated factors in adults in Metropolitan Lima, Peru. So the focus problem here was on sexual coercion. So this is a problem that's not very sort of visible in society. So Peru has very few studies, which has a lot to do with the justification of this project. Mainly to become more knowledgeable in this topic, especially its relevance in Peru, was very, very important. And also with almost any research, just gathering this data could help to propose interventions to further help this problem. So this was a quantitative, cross-sectional, prospective, and correlational design study. So the target population here are adults, so over 18 years old, residing in Lima. And the main instrument is the focus of my internship. So this was taking the sexual experiences survey. There's different versions of it. So the one that my mentor helped me obtain was the victimization version. And so what I worked on was translating this English survey into Spanish and then uploading this survey into SurveyMonkey. And data collection is still currently being collected. So hopefully once that's all done, that will be transferred to Stata for analysis. So some different activities. What I got to do when I was over in Peru was a literature review of studies on sexual coercion. Again, this was pretty limited for this specific population and in this location. I was able to review the project protocol and obtain the survey to actually translate. Then when I came back to the States, I was able to actually translate the survey from English to Spanish and constantly receiving some guidance, especially from the research team at the university. They were able to help me to make sure that the Spanish was for Peruvians and that I was using their proper lingo. So that was very helpful. And then creating ads and a logo for the study was another one of my things that I worked on. And then just collecting and analyzing the data, which will hopefully come soon, and then I can present this result to the team. Okay, so now we're going to speak on our experiences while we were over there. So we weren't just working the whole time. These pictures are from Chorrillos. So that's where we were actually staying in Peru. We were living there for 2 months. You can see our school lunches. It was amazing. It came with a dish, a side dish. We had dessert almost every single time. And then in the picture here, you can see Meredith and I, and that is Segundo, and he was our main contact over there, and he helped us out throughout the entire process.
And even though we were just outside of Lima, we made frequent trips into the city. The first weekend that we were there, the Pride Festival was happening, so we got to experience Peruvian Pride, and that was a really fun time. We got to enjoy the national drink, Pisco Sour, as well as getting to see all the beautiful art that exists within Lima. They have so many different art museums.
And then these pictures are from another little excursion we took on one of our free weekends to Paracas and Ica. So you can see we did some sandboarding, which was awesome, a little bit scary, but really fun. And went on a boat ride, got to see some different animals, and it was really, really enjoyable.
And even close to Chorrillos was Barranco and Miraflores. These are beach towns, so again, lots of art, lots of great food. Picarones were like donuts. We got to enjoy a lot of architecture, and honestly, the food, the Indian food up the top, was like one of our favorite places. Never thought we would fall in love with Indian food in Peru, but we definitely did.
And of course, we were in Peru, so we had to make a trip to Cusco. This was just amazing. I mean, we went to Machu Picchu. Meredith had been before, so that was awesome. She got to re-experience it, and I had never been, so that was just amazing. We took a great tour. We went on some pretty rigorous hikes. Those were challenging, but definitely worth it. So you can see Rainbow Mountain, and then we also saw a sort of lake lagoon. Um, and we just really enjoyed our time in Cusco. It was awesome. We saw lots of llamas and alpacas, of course, as well.
Overall, it was a great 8 weeks, 2 months that we had in Peru, and we're very thankful for the work that we did and that we're continuing to do with Universidad Privada San Juan Bautista. And we look forward to, seeing where the future takes with these research projects and the results that come back from them. So thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of the GHI Scholar experience. Thank you.
Thank you.